Welcome to Disaster Warning, your trusted source for timely alerts, in-depth analysis, and vital information on natural and man-made disasters around the globe. Stay informed, stay prepared, and stay safe with us as we help you navigate the unpredictable forces of nature. Okay, ladies. Mount Etna erupted powerfully on June 2, 2025, casting thick clouds of ash and smoke high into the Sicilian sky, startling early morning hikers and sending a dramatic warning from one of the world's most active volcanoes. The eruption began in the pre-dawn hours with deep rumbles felt across the surrounding villages, followed by fiery explosions bursting from the southeast crater, painting the sky in glowing shades of red, orange, and gray. Residents of Catania and nearby towns watched in awe as volcanic tremors shook windows and the unmistakable scent of sulfur drifted through the air. As the morning progressed, lava fountains reached remarkable heights, and a dense plume of ash surged skyward, eventually climbing to more than 6 kilometers above sea level. The ground near the summit cracked and hissed as hot gases escaped under intense pressure. A swift pyroclastic flow, a racing mass of superheated ash and gas, spilled down the crater's northern flank, vanishing into the Valle d'Elion, a deep natural basin carved by centuries of eruptions. Though no communities lie directly in its path, the sudden appearance of the flow caused concern among nearby observers, many of whom had to be escorted away for safety. Heat. Tourists visiting the volcano slopes were quickly evacuated. Some who had reached higher observation points overnight recorded trembling ground and distant thuds moments before the eruption. Videos showed panicked movement as visibility dropped in seconds, engulfed by a storm of ash. Locals, long familiar with Etna's moods, remained cautious but calm while emergency teams maintained restricted access to the mountain summit, a precaution enforced days earlier due to increasing seismic signals. Despite the ash plume disrupting air quality in the upper atmosphere, nearby airports remained operational, although flight paths were adjusted as a precaution. Visibility across the region fluctuated throughout the day as winds carried fine volcanic dust over surrounding towns and the Aegean coast. Schools and outdoor events were temporarily suspended, and citizens were advised to wear masks or stay indoors due to the fine ash particles descending over rooftops, vehicles, and gardens. The eruption comes just weeks after a quieter phase in May, part of a broader pattern of unrest that has defined Etna's character for centuries. Its volcanic system is constantly shifting, with magma chambers deep below the surface recharging unpredictably. Volcanologists monitoring the mountain observed elevated tremor activity and gas emissions over recent days, all signs that magma was moving toward the surface once more. What is the world? For now, the eruption seems to have entered a pulsating phase, with intermittent bursts of activity punctuated by quieter lulls. In the early hours of June 2, 2025, Mount Etna, one of the world's most active volcanoes, suddenly erupted, sending plumes of ash and thick smoke into the skies over Sicily. A loud rumble from the ground startled early morning hikers, while explosions lit up the sky in shades of red, orange, and gray from the southeastern crater. Residents of Catania and nearby towns witnessed the spectacular sight as tremors, rattled windows, and the pungent smell of sulfur filled the air. By dawn, lava fountains shot hundreds of meters into the air, while a giant ash cloud rose more than 6 kilometers above sea level. The rock near the summit cracked open, spewing hot gas under intense pressure. A pyroclastic flow, a superheated mixture of ash and gas, rushed down the mountain's northern slopes, plunging into the Delian Valley, a deep gorge carved out over centuries of eruptions. Although no settlements were in the direct path of the flow, the scene was unsettling to many nearby observers. Some tourists who had been in the area were evacuated. Those who had climbed to a high observation point the night before reported feeling the ground shake and a rumbling sound just minutes before the eruption. Videos captured the chaotic moment as ash clouded the view for a split second. Locals accustomed to Etna's unpredictable temperament remained calm, while emergency services had restricted access to the summit area for several days due to increased seismic activity. While the ash cloud affected air quality at higher altitudes, nearby airports remained open, although some flight routes were adjusted as a precaution. Winds blew fine volcanic dust over the towns and coastal areas of Evacuation, causing poor visibility in the area throughout the day. Local authorities have suspended outdoor activities and advised residents to wear masks or stay indoors to avoid breathing in ash. The eruption, which comes just weeks after a quiet period in May, is part of a long series of upheavals that Etna has experienced over the centuries. The magma system beneath the mountain is constantly in motion, with lava chambers deep underground constantly recharging in an unpredictable manner. In recent days, scientists have recorded increased tremors and gas releases, signs that the magma is getting closer to the surface. Etna appears to be in a cyclical phase of eruption, alternating between periods of intense activity and temporary lulls. While no casualties or damage have been reported, experts warn that the situation could change quickly, as has happened many times before, when Etna has erupted for hours or weeks. Authorities are working closely to ensure the safety of residents. Meanwhile, the region lives in a state of both anxiety and awe, a mix of fear and an understanding that living next to a living volcano means accepting instability as part of the equation. Experts continue to warn that the situation could change at any moment, as has often happened with Etna, where the mountain can erupt in a matter of hours or smolder for weeks. So far, there have been no reports of serious injuries or damage, and the Civil Defense Force is working closely with local authorities to protect the community. It all came and went, quietly, beautifully, before dawn, before the White Lotus show, before everything. Thank you very much. Would you like some more jam and butter, madam? Yes, please. Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you. The air in the area was solemn, awe mixed with awe, a reminder that to live at the foot of a breathing mountain is to learn to listen to its every pulse, uncertain, intense, alive. The scene now seemed to be veiled, not by panic, but by silence. A kind of awe mixed with understanding. The people here had lived long enough to understand. You don't live under a volcano, you live with it. You don't occupy this space, you share it with something larger, more ancient, and untamable. The explosions in the ground were no longer a threat. They were breaths. They were echoes of a world before humans. They were the heartbeat of something that still smoldered in the Earth's crust, like memories that had yet to be told. And then they all waited. Not in anxiety, but in silence. In the profound knowledge that there were things beyond their control that could only be stood by with reverence.